So, I've got a really interesting autofocus tip for portrait shooters who are struggling to get the eye in focus. Hey folks, so I've got a little autofocus tip for you for Lumix S series full frame cameras. So I'm using an S5ii, but this should work on any S5 or S1 or indeed the new S1 II cameras. And it's to do with when you're doing portrait shoots. And one of the problems I found was that the camera would tend to focus on the wrong eye sometimes. You want it to favour the closer eye, but it goes and focuses on the eyes furthest away. And unlike other cameras that have like eye priority of left and right, or near and far, the Lumix doesn't have that. But it does have a trick up its sleeve that I wasn't actually aware of. But it only works in certain modes. As you can see, we're just using just a little single one area plus autofocus here. Now if we switch the autofocus mode and we go to full area, the camera is now going to try and look in the scene for something to focus on. And you can see there it's going all over the place because it's full area. So what we next are going to do is we're going to turn human face eye on, and of course it's picked up a face. If we go back into the settings for human face eye, we've got to make sure that we're not just on body, we're on look for the eye as well, which we are. So we go back there. Now, if we use the joystick here where my thumb is, we can select the eye. Notice when we select the eye, the camera locks on with the AF on. We can press AF on to cancel that, and we can tap the screen to turn AF on again and select the eye. Now, one of the things that people may criticise about the area autofocus is that if it gets lost, it doesn't know where to focus. But there's another Lumix trick up the sleeve. If you again go back to the joystick and press and hold, as you can see, the eye detect box has gone away. And if we move it now, we've got a zone box that we can move around and resize so that we can give the camera a bit of a guide where the subject is and where we want to focus. And then when we're happy with the size and where we want it, we press set. Goes back to AF on, and we can do that. That means if the camera ever lost focus on the face, it'll have a kind of pseudo zone mode where it'll still look to focus rather than focusing on the whole area. And it's a neat little way, if a bit manual, to let you focus on your model in a portrait shoot and choose the eye yourself. Hopefully one day the camera might gain an eye priority that you can set so it always focuses on the nearest eye. But until then, this is a really, really neat way of having good focus on your model, having good control over it, and it will work for video and it'll work for stills as well. So folks, I hope you got value from that little tip, and I think it can really help get things in focus on the correct eye, and it's a very handy little thing to know. So if you enjoyed the video, please do remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and of course click the bell for notifications, and I will see you all soon. Bye.